For the next few hours, we're going to make our way towards our hunting area, and we're going to be hunting public land this year. And so we're checking our Onyx app, and within the maps, you can kind of see where the different roads are that may lead into it. So we're just going to be kind of driving around, checking out some of these areas as a plausible area for us to go over the next few days. About an hour until sunset, so just keep our eyes peeled. Hopefully we'll see something, and if we do, we'll mark it on here and come back tomorrow or the next day. Whoa! I'm Brandon. I've been hunting since I was about 5 years old. We're out here to get a mule deer. That was my goal, but ultimately it's really just about building new friendships and creating memories together. And I believe at the core of hunting, that's really what it's all about. That's what you're going to take with you for the rest of your life, and the memories and the stories that you're going to be able to tell to your friends, to your kids. That's what I really enjoy about hunting. This might be a good area for antelope. We've seen a lot of antelope around here. There's $1 or $2 right there. Now it's time to meet up with Byron and Eric and then get settled in, get ready for tomorrow morning. It's gonna be an early start, but I'm excited.
So we shot that whitetail, see back basically right in here. So we were coming in through there.
Byron Popejoy, been hunting basically my whole life. My dad, from the time I was 18 months old, used to take me to the deer stand with him, put me in the bottom of the deer stand. I've been every year since. This trip in particular for me was more about the experience in the hunting group than it was about trying to find a trophy. Just wanted to be successful so we could celebrate together, but the caliber of animal wasn't necessarily the most important thing.
I'm Eric Reynolds. I served 16 and a half years in the military. I've never experienced this kind of hunting. It's definitely gut checking and see just what you're made of.
Dude, that's really good.
So we got a little bit of a surprise the first night that we were here. The state of Wyoming, the Utilities Commission, we're doing a planned outage. Through our preparation and being able to charge our phones, we didn't have enough battery to be able to last throughout the day, and definitely had an impact, a domino effect on the following day.
As soon as I woke up, we didn't have power. I was concerned that we were all going to be late, which if you know me, you know how much I hate being late. So, you know, because the lights were so functional, worked so well, we didn't even skip a beat.
I just feel like it's all started. You're out here. Just getting to enjoy life, just starting to see some movement out here. It's just cool to be able to be out in the middle of nowhere. Just looking over the horizon, you can see all the peaks of the mountains, and you know, you could easily walk over like any little hill and just be surprised by a deer standing right there, so we always have to be ready. There's a few deer down there. Like this even, there's 3 does. You can hear the coyotes howling in the background. with the sun coming up over there. We're gonna keep making our way around this side of this hill. So hopefully we don't cast a shadow here and we can kind of sneak around to the other side and just sit. We've got the wind in our face, which is really good. I like to come up here kind of on these peaks where these rocks are because they provide good backdrop for, you know, keeping your cover, and it's a little bit easier to move around. Bad thing about these areas up here is that you still see some rattlesnakes every once in a while, so you just have to keep an eye out.
There's a deer. Skylighted on this ridge. And that's kind of how most, all your bucks especially, they'll lay just below a peak with the wind at their back so they can smell stuff behind them and see in front of them. It's amazing how many deer are in there that you don't see, or it takes, look at the same thing 100 times and all of a sudden there's a deer there. Always gotta text your wife. It's an important part of it. We cover a lot of ground. We usually hunt in pairs, trying to find an animal. A lot of times you're finding them half a mile, even 3/4 of a mile away, and then take off and try to see if you can, you know, catch up to them and get a shot before they know something is going on or disappear on you. A lot more wildlife interaction than human interaction, but you're with your close group of friends up here. So Brandon and I played soccer together on a soccer team when we were 5 years old.
We grew up playing ball together since we were about 5 years old. Our families have been very close our entire lives.
Our first hunting trip together was when we were 12 years old. We went mule deer hunting in New Mexico. I'm not even sure that we even actually saw any mule deer while we were hunting. To be hunting together out of state for mule deer, you know, over 20 years later, pretty cool. Some does and all the hairy stuff over there. I'd be surprised if there's not a buck of some kind over there.
Byron, he's the epitome of a hunter to me. So I learned something new, even though I've been hunting about as long as he's been hunting. The level of dedication and passion that he has for hunting, it's unlike any other.
He's a different animal, man. He's passionate about one thing, wildlife conservation. There was a fawn mule deer doe that got tangled up in the fence, and she cut herself in a couple places, so she was just laying on the side of the road. And that guy slammed on his brakes, reversed it, and went up to her, actually picked her up and carried her a little bit off the road. And that's really what it's all about, man, just being respectful of what, you know, God has given us.
Yeah, running. He's below them about 100 yards. I covered about 4 miles. Found one decent buck, another shooter buck. Finally, about 4 hours later, we came up to where we thought it was. Sure enough, we jumped him. I just wasn't quick enough on the gun, didn't get a shot at him. If I just would have been patient, when he stood back up, I would have saw him, but I wasn't convinced that he hadn't disappeared. But number two, I should have shot him. Like, he gave me opportunity. I just didn't make it happen.
Yeah, it's the prairie dogs. does that were down in this thicket down here. Jumped up and kind of ran away, but if and when we do that again, we just want to try to duck down, be still. You know, through some of the trials that we encountered that day, you know, we made it through successfully. Nobody got anything the first day, but you know, we were able to get out there and learn a lot from the environment and just where we're at in particular.
So public land hunting definitely adds a couple variables that make it more challenging.
Hey, Eric. Right now it's showing a southeast wind, just FYI.
Number one is a lot of time you're going in these areas blind. You've never been in there. You don't exactly know what the terrain looks like. And then also the people are part of what's most frustrating to me personally, because hunting is basically a chess match between you and the animal. And it just takes one person walking through there. You know, it may be a 2 or 3 day strategy that you put in place to get on top of this animal, and it just takes one person doing something to scrap it, and you just got to start over. The other trick about public land is you got to figure out where to park. But I think just from a challenge standpoint, challenges mentally and physically, we walked over 12 miles yesterday. As funny as this sounds, make sure there's not a mule deer sitting right here somewhere. Here's the challenge of public land hunting when someone beats you to your spot. Let's head this way and see if there's not an easy place to get up on top where we can kind of see what the terrain looks like on the other side. I've never been in here, so I'm not real familiar with what this looks like in there. This is actually a deer bed, so get in there and lay. Just wears it out, wears all the grass out. That way they can see out on the hill. So we're only maybe half a mile in. 10 to 12 does so far, no bucks. I'd like to work our way over to the next ridge over. Just looking at the map, there's a pretty good spot on there where it looks like you can see 3 good draws. It's hard to just look out and see all that country and just be appreciative of everything that God has created. It's kind of neat just to slow down and, think about things. Not something we typically get to do in regular work week or in the city or even at home a lot of times. Check that out.
Byron, I mean, he's super passionate about his faith, family, and deer hunting, really. No, but I love him, man.
Byron He's an incredibly loyal friend. I just appreciate the friendship that we've created since we were little, and that we continue to live out every single year. And we just get so much joy about being involved and get to experience each other's hunt.
My close personal relationships, and I have very few, I would say, are with people, number one, that are faithful. It's hard for me to be close to someone who doesn't have that same belief, but also someone that loves outdoors, and that's very loyal. Obviously, these are things that are important because it makes me emotional just thinking about the blessing of being just being able to fellowship with other good, godly men, that are respectful to their wives and are good fathers to their kids. Those are all things that obviously mean a lot to me.
Who knew? After 16 years of service, and I'd be essentially ruck marching again. Gosh. When you're walking out here all by yourself, and you get to the bottom of one of these hills, you don't realize how small you are until you're really at the base of one of these bad boys. But this is God's country, so do what you gotta do. Do these ever stop? You have to scan literally every little leap. What the other guys are doing.
Been seeing a lot of deer this morning. Everything's been between 650, 800 yards or so. Deer buck over there. Of course, he disappeared. Just seen another decent buck. So I think what we're gonna do is drop down, come up this little knob. Should put us within about 400 yards of most of everything we're seeing. Went to chamber around the bullet. Got hung up sideways. So anyway, it just took me a second to get a bullet in there. Couldn't get just never ended up getting a shot after that. Now I got to get these cactus out on. I had a very similar opportunity yesterday where we knew where a deer was bedded a long ways off. We snuck over there to him, and he got up and took off running. Just go to these rock croppings right here. Just sit down, lick my wounds. Oh, heck yeah, man. Brandon shot a pretty good buck. Very nice. 150 yards from the truck, so they must have shot him before they even got in the field good. It's gonna be nice to not have to pack him out a mile. Awesome, that's cool.
I was finished early, and that was a different feeling that I haven't felt before. There was a huge weight lifted off my shoulders because usually there's a lot of pressure to finish up so we can all go home.
Earlier that deer, even though we only had a split second, those are opportunities that I usually make good on. I'm just a little frustrated I missed 2 of them back-to-back days. So just have to make sure it doesn't happen again, I guess. What are the odds of that?
What are y'all doing?
Licking my wounds again.
Sweating?
Yeah. We found that deer 4 hours later. He's out there about 200 yards. So I lay down on my bipod and he stops for a split second and I was on him, but he turned. I would have shot him in the butt and just didn't feel good with the shot, and he was over the top.
Yeah.
Not upset about the deer. I'm upset there's 2 opportunities I've had, and just, I mean, you only have a split second. Yeah. Did y'all go back out towards the east any?
No. I think we dropped the antelope decoy sticks. Came out. We were kind of just opening and shutting doors.
Eric's down there farting.
Saw that one buck just standing out there, and I kept on thinking to myself, like, I was just looking at my truck, looking at the deer, looking at my like, I'm not gonna get a better opportunity than this.
Yeah. They're gonna hit your truck and that truck. Golly, man. What is wrong with people? We're gonna go this way through this public lane. All right, good luck to y'all. The challenge aspect of it is definitely a solo journey, but the trip itself, being with like-minded people, sharing stories and experiences with other people that understand the solo challenge, the solo journey. So it's 2 parts of it for sure. Antelope at 700 yards in closing. Trying to mess around and get a shooting range. Probably just went to the right one, went over. Let's see if we can get back. Find them. This next draw. Actually, I was looking at the moon and 4 antelope ran across. One pretty good buck in the back. Trying to figure out if we can find them again. Looks like they're gone. They cover a lot of ground quick. Like when we go on a trip, like I always put a lot of pressure on myself to make sure everybody's successful. And then I get just as much joy in seeing somebody else be successful. I guess the only downside is you don't get to take their deer home with you. There's the baby. Really, the trophy is a footnote of the story. So It's like a catalyst to tell the story again. It just sparks the conversation and the memories and everything that happened along the way. Just gives you perspective to life. Reminds you to slow down and enjoy the things you have while you have them, with the people you have them with.
And 3 yearlings, or 2 does and 2 yearlings, I guess.
Hey, Byron, come in.
Go ahead.
We got an antelope on the ground.
Heck yeah, man. That's, I've been thinking about that all morning.
Thank you, brother man. Love you.
Love you too. We'll see y'all in a bit.
All right, good hunting.
So basically we're 3 days in at this point. I still got a deer and antelope tag. Going through some, I guess, some mental, emotional challenges. Really need a little re-motivation, just kind of a fresh start. Should have a lot of help finding some game this afternoon.
Good. Y'all saw an ungodly amount of does.
As soon as we sat down, I look over to my right, there's 10 does 100 yards from us. I'm like, there's freaking deer everywhere out there. Not a single horn. I think this one I'm gonna probably get cleaned up and head back out there this afternoon. So tell us a story, man.
Oh, well, I mean, we were on a mission.
It's a really nice buck.
Yeah. You want to go see it?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The one at your house?
You need to get that one mounted, dude.
Oh, definitely.
Very
Sweet.
cool.
It's 1, 2.
When you start putting it into perspective about how many more of these trips we could even potentially have, it's not very many. You know, you're talking maybe 10 more of these trips in our lifetime.
Yeah.
Just really puts it into perspective. Just come out here and enjoy yourself, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so you want us to drop you off?
Yes, basically what I want to do is come in here and get on where I can see here. We saw that buck right here.
And plenty of antelope in there. You know that for sure. Maybe you can get 2 for 1.
Okay, so listen up. We're about to go drop Byron off so he can either A, kill a mule deer, or B, kill a pronghorn. That's all there is to it. He's just got to do it. That guy's on a mission. What would be cool if he got a twofer, you know, an antelope and a mule deer.
It could happen.
Team Byron, hashtag.
Come back.
Just on the other side of that where you're at, there's a big group of antelope, and there's some pretty decent buck that's in there.
I'm not gonna go chase that antelope right now, but just keep an eye on it for sure.
Roger, roger.
There's 2 small pork on mule deer right here. Seen a spike whitetail and 2 small fork mule deer so far.
That's good. Good activity.
Here's a buck right across from us. Another whitetail. Hey, we shot just a mature 8-point whitetail.
Yeah, baby! Got it.
Okay. Let's go check this.
Go directly where you shot at, where we both shot at. That big tower.
Love you guys.
Love you, man.
Oh, good buck.
Take care of this.
Brandon and I, we stayed there, field dressed them, and packed them out while
Byron basically ran to the location where we saw antelope earlier, and
we just moved down, you know, half a click and
hey, Byron, look for our lights. You can see the antelope up in this draw. They're about even with us on the road.
Oh, he shot.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Probably within 5 minutes of shooting light left,
Oh my gosh.
we heard a shot.
he put down an antelope buck.
He got him.
Yeah, I did. I got an antelope down.
It's amazing how it all came together. We worked together as a team. It was just an incredible feeling. Shine a light at us. There he is.
Ah, he was above him. That's how you do it. If that's not teamwork, I don't know what is.
There we go. The sole of my shoe came off completely. I just walked so much this week. It's actually pretty comfortable. Yeah, this headlamp's bright. So, the second time tonight, to bring one of Byron's kills down. Couldn't be more excited. Oh man, the Lord provides. All right, Byron, where'd you go? This way. Can we pass him? Can you hear him? Pretty sure he's shining his light, like maybe on this hill. Where at?
Walk straight.
There we go. See him?
Going home happy, boys.
Oh man, that's awesome. Congrats, man.
That's how you do it.
Oh, it's funny.
That's how you do it.
They were all like way out in front of him, and he was like 50 yards behind him, and he comes up. I was like, oh, that one.
That one.
What a night.
We set out originally on this trip in search of a trophy, and you end up finding companionship, you know, brotherhood.
We're here for each other, and you know, the camaraderie is just out of this world. It's definitely friendships and a brotherhood that we'll have forever and ever.
It's going to be hard to get through a lot of this. Brandon shows a lot of characteristics that I aspire to, I guess. He always wants to make sure that everybody else is taken care of.
Byron, he's a sweet guy. He cares deeply about his friends, will do anything for you. I just love you, buddy.
Eric, my wife and I met his wife and him at our church. We moved to Kansas, and within the first couple of weeks we met them. Eric and I became pretty close pretty quickly there. He's one of my best friends.
You know, I definitely have grown very close with Eric. You know, that's a friendship that I'm gonna have forever.
He's become a really good friend, I think, and on this trip, and I look forward to doing more of these.
I think it's hard for me to put into words how much it means to be able to share these experiences. It's not something that I get to do very often. I do a lot of hunting, but I rarely get to share it with somebody else.
She's alive!
These guys, they just mean the world to me. I appreciate you so much.
That aspect of it is far more lasting and important than harvesting any animal ever will be.